Reviews continue. Today, we're looking at the 10th placed Dolphins.
He stands, offloads the ball back, dummy throw, straight into a gap goes Avarillo, inside it goes to Josh Kerb, and the big front rower is going to score. Mark Nichols is going to score.
To take the Sharks to Golden Point, he moves in, he's missed it. Nico Hines has missed the kick, and the fins are up for the Dolphins in the Battle of the Ocean. The Dolphins, with their first win ever in Sydney, 30, have defeated the Sharkies 28.
I feel sad for the teams going forward in the next 8 weeks and in 4 weeks, in the sense that we can't get it right, and there's someone else going to pay a price for it. I don't think anyone that followed rugby league would accept that wasn't a try.
Okay, Supercoach Wayne Bennett won't be there, so that's part of the storyline that we'll get to. But 2024 looked like this: 11 wins, 13 losses. Basically, it was 24-24 was the average score in their games. They had a differential of -1. They had 3 straight wins to round 11, and at that point in the competition, they sat 4th. Michael, they ended up finishing 10th. What's your grading for the Dolphins for 2024?
I'll probably give them a B as well. I thought, as you said, Jimmy, they just sort of fell away, and that's a lot to do with the age of their forward pack and the players they were missing. No Tom Gilbert, no Tom Flegler.
Correct.
Huge outs for them.
Yep.
If they play, they make the 8.
I could agree with that.
Because so that they bought the Bromwiches and Kafusi to be that experience, Mark Nichols to be that experience, right? But their legs got tired as the season went on, and these 2 guys were supposed to be the players that were going to help rejuvenate that forward pack and really lead that forward pack, right? They're both at a stage now in their careers where they were going to lead that forward pack. So I thought they were huge outs. Gilbert didn't play a minute.
No.
And Flegler played, Four games. And there's concerns if he'll ever play again.
I think there were more positive signs coming into the year. But
a little
that
bit,
was the
but
concern,
he's still, they're still facing an extended stint on the sideline next year. There's no guarantee that he plays next year for him. Right?
Wow.
So that's a huge out.
Not only is it disappointing, obviously, for Thomas, because he's an elite player, highly aggressive, was instrumental for the Broncos in that run to 2023, which was probably something that we should have mentioned about the Broncos, about the players they lost from 23 to 24. But the other thing about it's a lot of their cap.
It's a lot of their cap.
Sitting on the sideline.
Especially in the next this year and next year, and those numbers go up because they were supposed to be the forward
Jesse
pack leaders.
Bromwich
Jesse
out.
gone, Kafusi out, Kenny out, and you throw in Max Plath, who was a revelation for him this year, and that forward pack is young enough, and the upside of it was Flegler was only 25 this year, so that's a cruel blow for him. Isaiah Katoa is a special player. He's just...
Okay.
You don't think so?
Oh, I think there are parts of his game that are elite, right? His kicking game is elite.
He's 20.
I understand that.
So there are obviously parts of his games that are elite.
Yeah.
And the other parts will get there.
Yeah.
I think. He's not the finished product now.
He's not a running threat.
And he's not a guy...
He's never going to be a running threat.
He's not a top 5 halfback or a top 7 halfback at the moment. Right, but he's got all the potential and the grounding to become and step into that level. The problem is who do you partner him with, right? That's the problem with the Dolphins. Cody Nikorima he played better than he's ever played probably this season.
I was going to say best year for a long time. Cody
right,
Nikorima.
so that was a surprise for him because they got value out of him that they probably didn't expect. So, but I don't know, and I don't think he could replicate that next season. And that's why they've been desperate. They've been desperate to try and find an experienced half. They've been in the market for a few, haven't been able to land one. Hamaso at fullback is just a freak, right? I know he played a little bit of centre at the back end of the year, but for mine, he needs to stay at fullback and get his hands on the ball.
I don't know whether he announced him. He is an out-and-out superstar of the competition. Hamaso Tabuai-Fidow.
Absolute superstar. So I think that there's elements there for this Dolphins side to be excited about. Jeremy Marshall-King, looked battered a little bit at times this season. What did he play? 17 games. Jeremy Marshall-King, he's such an important player. I mentioned Wade Egan a couple of days ago. Wade Egan and Jeremy Marshall-King are the 2 most improved players in the competition over the past 24 months for mine.
Yeah. Kuli Kefu Fini-Fuiaki, huge. Daniel Saifidi, presume getting good footy out of him. I tell you, Junior Tupou is a very good player. So they've got some stocks coming. But And I mentioned Hamiso and I mentioned Isaiah, and I'm thinking about that running threat. But even if at age 25 he can just direct a team around the park, absolutely no problems, then you've got a really important piece of your jigsaw puzzle there. The biggest piece is the off-field, right?
Yeah.
The Wayne Bennett leaves and Christian Wolf comes into that role.
Honestly, I still think the biggest part is around Flegler and Tom Gilbert coming back.
Well, Gilbert, we make a presumption, yes,
He'll
because
come
it was
back
an
from
ACL, right?
right.
Yeah, I
And
won't
then
say no problem, but
no, but yeah, and he, because he did it. The advantage of doing it so early is that you're not rushing him back, and you've got time, and all those sorts of things. So he'll come back. And Daniel Safidi, once he made his mind up that he was leaving Newcastle, I thought his last month was his best.
Yeah.
So and he's got a point to prove, and we've seen it wasn't that long ago that he was playing Origin. So he'll be a decent signing for him. Herbie Farnworth we haven't mentioned. Well, one Daily M was one of the centres of the year this year.
Best centre on the planet.
Yeah. So, Stephen Crichton. I'm taking Stephen Crichton.
Are you?
Yeah.
I reckon you could make a really strong case for Herbie Farnworth ahead of Stephen Crichton.
I'm sure you can.
Right, okay.
So, no, but I'm not like he's elite, right?
Yep.
I just love Stephen Crichton.
All right. Your grading was?
B.
Yeah, I'll go B too.
Yeah.
The Dolphins.
I'm just concerned about him next year.
Yeah, I agree. I don't see them improving on 10th.
I agree.
And that may not be a bad season. That's just where we're at with every other club. All right, that was the Dolphins season in review. I'm not reading it out, Pearl. It's the worst. You want me to? All right, Mindy says, I reckon the Dolphins were better in their sophomore season. They played with more poipus.